everybody. Welcome back. I'm Dylan.
I'm Elle.
And we both love soup. Well, we decided to not go on camera today because we just finished a pretty heated pickleball match against two of our friends.
Well, I am looking like shit.
We've got boob sweat.
I got boob
we're
sweat.
Glistening.
Yes.
But we're feeling pretty good.
You glisten? You never glisten.
I did. I had to take
you
off
did
that
it. You
white
had
shirt.
to take off her shirt. She had to take off her shirt.
Took off my shirt. I did a Brandy. What was the soccer player who ripped off her
Brandy
jersey?
Chastain.
Brandy Chastain. Brandy Chastain did after it. But we play with a group of women and normally we rotate. And the other two are former tennis players. One's got a tennis court at her house.
Yeah.
And today we beat them so badly in the first match, they didn't want to rotate. They're like, we need to redeem ourselves. Then they lost in the second match, and they're like, damn it, we're going to
barely. They barely lost in the second match, and then
we let go of the big lead in that second match.
Oh yeah, that was my bad.
I
get tired, and I can't breathe, and then it's really hard for me, and I have to kind of snap myself out of it.
But you had an epic third game. You carried us the third game.
I did. I kind of came back.
All the points came from the third game. So
I had a lot of
matches.
snot. The snot was carrying.
And no hanky.
And no hanky. I can never do anything without a hanky.
So
for both the sweat and the snot factor,
So we decided that
moisture.
Yeah, maybe not today would not be the best day for you to see us.
Yes.
And I did a quick sprayed myself with some Bath and Body stuff. So
I did not
stink on the couch.
Glad you're probably good. It's not a scratch and sniff listening device today. Oh yeah, no, that's not good. Keep your arms down, Elle. Keep your arms down. Okay.
So we just came off of Mother's Day, and I had
a holiday I care nothing about.
No, you don't. But you did go out with Casey's parents. Mm-hmm. You guys had a nice luncheon.
We did. I
had a great day. I've tried to figure out the last time that both of my children were with me on Mother's Day, because normally, ever since college, either Zach was away at school and Miranda was home, or Zach was away and Miranda was home, or Miranda went and moved to New York. It had to have been over a decade that I got to spend the day with both of them simultaneously.
And with Brett out of town, you actually got just your kids.
Yes,
and
Brett went to see his mom.
No extras.
And we did,
Sorry, Brett.
Yeah, we had donuts in the morning. We intended to do a double Pilates in the morning, and the instructor flaked.
No way.
Miranda
really?
got up early, went to the first class, and then I was going to meet her for the second. And she's texting me saying she's a no-show.
Yeah, you guys have been Pilating up a storm, right?
I got two. That's where
You're headed
tight deadlines right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, we're going to talk fast. Talk fast. We got Pilates to get to.
No, you can slow.
Are you going to?
You guys are already.
Are you going?
I wasn't going to go down. I did this morning.
Oh, you went.
I've been going to the morning classes.
I've just been lifting my little weights. It's not doing anything.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing Miranda, and you look good too, but like Miranda.
She's been double.
Yes,
you win.
You also have age working in your favor, but your arms are looking fierce.
Thanks.
Fierce.
You better not lose any more weight, because when we go for the next dress fitting.
No, I've been purposely filling out now.
Okay.
Because now I've toned down, and so now I'm trying to bulk up.
So now you're carbing up.
A little bit more like, like when you look at a girl and she's strong, and you look at a girl who's just skinny.
Yes.
I don't want to be skinny.
I always wanted to be like
she's strong.
Tunde arms. I always wanted like fierce arms.
Yeah, so
I used to have them
before my 2 classes today.
Did you? Good.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
And it's T-minus what, 4 weeks to the wedding?
39 days.
Oh, a little more than 4 weeks.
Yeah. I was going to say it's more than 4 weeks, because I was planning my nails out, and it's going to be 3 weeks and 3 weeks, so it's about 6 weeks.
These are important things.
Yes.
Planning our nails out. So it's great. Started off with a failed Pilates, but then we pivoted and had donuts, because that's the equal substitution there. You miss a Pilates class, you get donuts. So we had donuts, and then we went and played pickleball and did a family pickleball round robin, and everyone let me win, so I got to play with everyone, and I won.
Am I risking my life here?
Yes, you are. Don't touch her.
Okay.
Yeah. Stella's in a feisty mood right now.
Stella's rubbing up against my foot, and I reached down to pet her, and I felt like I am about to get murder mittened to death here.
She does. She tempts you with, look at me, I'm a cute tortie
I was
kitty.
expecting her to launch herself on my leg, too, because Crow does that every once in a while. That's exactly it, yes.
But then she went back for more.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that's dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
So great day for Mother's Day. We went to Rosati's, had pizza and hot dogs.
You got a Fazeli Jerry Not Fazeli. What is the...
Oh, fusilli. So my gifts we talked about before was Miranda and Brett gave me unlimited Pilates. Zach coming through once again with the extremely thoughtful homemade gift from my 33-year-old son. He made me, and we will post this on the Instagram because it's pretty epic.
pretty cute.
A fusilli Jerry. So for those of you who are Seinfeld fans, you will know what episode I'm talking about, where Kramer makes a statue of Jerry out of fusilli pasta.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah, it's the episode with that where he also gets the license plates that say Ass Man.
Zach, did you make the thing or did you buy it? You actually
100%.
made it. Wow, that's impressive.
And it was all from recycled things. So even the little thing that Fusilli Jerry's sitting on was a coaster they handed out at like a local Temecula job fair.
Oh, wow.
I'm broke.
But that's the way to give a good gift. If you're
Fusilli
broke,
Jerry
is to make it
is
yourself and make it
hysterical.
epic.
I
That
showed
was
him at work
awesome.
today, and like only one of the people on the call knew what it was. So
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh,
"You guys."
seriously? Like,
but I
who
have a
doesn't-
lot of younger people.
I suppose that is Gen X to the extreme.
Yes,
Seinfeld is Gen X.
Pretty Gen X there.
Yeah.
So fabulous day. I still am a proponent that there should be a day per month that's Mother's Day. This once a year stuff is for the birds.
I don't know. It's hard to get excited about a holiday. I don't really get to participate in. Huh?
I celebrate
Yeah,
cat mom.
I know. I did get a happy cat mom.
Another thing I came across that I don't know resonated with me, maybe because I've just been in a mood with how work has been, but it was things I will no longer tolerate.
Going on.
Good thing we're not on camera. Elle's just flailing over here. Glasses went flying off her head.
Just fell behind the couch. Oh, geez, oh, Pete. Never mind. I'll get him later. Don't let me forget him. I need him. My
you
nose
need
is
to-
running. I'm having issues over here.
You guys are really coming in hot on this one.
Sorry.
Hey, we got out there and moved our bodies, but
Exactly.
now
I'm
that means our minds
exhausted.
are like, what? What do
And
we
I
have to
have
do?
2 days to pack, and then I'm leaving for New Mexico.
That's right.
so,
Yeah, leaving for your big.
All right, sorry. What
see you
were
in
you
the
talking
FaceTime.
about?
Things we will no longer tolerate.
Oh.
And it was a list about things that I think it was a millennial responding to a Gen Xer, but the millennial was like, I got to agree with some of this stuff. And I thought the list was pretty meaningful. So one of them is waiting in lines.
Oh, my God. Yes.
We hate waiting in lines so much that when we wanted to go to Harry Potter Land last year for our birthdays, we picked a day it was raining
Yeah.
so that we would
And a
have-
Wednesday at
and
that.
a Wednesday to try to set up, and it was so perfect.
was
we walked on
fantastic.
to every ride. Yeah,
I
we
don't
were
think I
wet.
could ever go again. I don't think I can go
Right?
and wait in line and stand there. It kills my back. I hate it.
and
And
then-
I was standing in line at Nordstrom Rack one day, middle of the
geez.
day in Temecula, and there was a line, big, huge line,
Weekday, mind you.
weekday, middle of the day, not even like a lunch hour. It was probably like 11 in the morning, 10 o'clock. And I kind of jokingly said to no one in particular, as I am off to do, I said, doesn't anybody work in this town? Ha ha ha. People turned around and looked at me like I had just said, I'm going to kill my baby.
Yes.
Like it was the weird, and no one laughed. No one agreed with me. No one chuckled with me. And I
They
was
give
like,
you laser eyes.
who are these people? And I was like, these are not my peeps.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, but then we're like, well, we're there too, but we're special, and we have jobs that allow us to do things at weird times.
We used to
of
have
days.
jobs that we could do things during the middle of the day, and we were unique in that. And now,
Now
everybody
everyone.
gets to do that. So now it's the Line City everywhere you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I found the magic time to go to Costco around here is when it's school pickup time.
Yes.
So like
yes.
between 2:30 and 3:15.
And 3 o'clock. Yep.
That's the time to go. The Costco.
The only problem with that is then you're on the road
When you
when
get
the
to get-
school pickup time, which I always try to avoid because it's such a pain in the ass around here.
probably is everywhere, but California particularly.
I
bad.
don't know. It's like, does anybody let their kids walk? At least they're letting them scoot on the scooters and stuff these
Miranda,
days.
I picked you up all the time too. You never walked.
No, I didn't.
That's a pretty long walk from Great Oak to you guys.
Oh no.
From
Oh,
TMS to here.
okay, never mind.
All right, here your mom has to interject. Usually we were going straight to practice.
Okay.
So I would pick her up, I would have her bag, and we would go straight to practice.
Okay.
I also don't think
Excuse.
I ever
Excuses,
requested-
excuses.
Like it just was like she
I don't-
told me, she's like, "Oh, I'm picking you up today." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." I didn't sit there and go, "Mom, where are you? Like, come on, come pick me up. I'm not walking in this." It just was part of the
And you liked because if I was late, there's a
It's
guy.
just part of the smothering.
which I think in my brain I was like, oh yeah, this is just what my mom does. She picks me up. But to everybody else, and now that I look back, I'm like, why did she pick me up? Maybe there was
You
an
wanted to stay and get the
reason.
snow cone because the snow cone guy would pull up. She was probably like, oh, damn it, I wish my mom wasn't picking me up. I could get a snow cone.
Yeah.
But yes, that in retrospect, I'm like, why didn't I let her walk? But okay, I'll let that go. So waiting in lines, right along with that, crowds. Just
Hate
if
'em.
it's going to be a crowd.
It's like it keeps me from doing things that I used to enjoy doing, like going to concerts, going to
Yeah.
any kind of event, like when they have the Balloon and Wine Festival here. I have
Oh,
no
yeah, I
desire
won't
to
go
go
to
to
that.
that. Yeah, I have no
Won't go
desire
to
to go
that.
to anything. That when they have the cars that go down Main
Rod
Street,
Run last
Rod
week.
Run.
Didn't do
No
Rod
desire
Run.
to do that. If it involves lots of people, I don't want to go.
Don't watch the crowds.
Yeah,
So we're probably missing out on some things there.
yeah.
But
do we care?
rude or
No.
stupid people.
Well,
I
that's
have
everyone these
zero
days.
tolerance. But when you were younger, you kind of would laugh off some of people's isms. I find I can't, no tolerance for it. And I think this year, we've talked a little bit about this, it's going to be extra tough because of the election year.
Yep.
And some of the things, people supporting the candidate I don't want to support, which is quite honestly either one, but
Yeah.
the lesser of two evils. Say
Yeah,
the
I don't-
stupidest
is it really
things.
the lesser? Hi.
Say the stupidest
really the
things, and then
lesser
it's
of
just
two
like, okay,
evils?
well they're dumb.
There
and
is
now
evil and there is not as desirable. I don't think it's the lesser of two evils. I think there is only
Okay.
one evil. Hi.
It's again, I think I've said it before. It's like trying to pick your favorite STD. They both suck.
Yeah.
One might kill you, and all of us.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
A long commute. Mercifully, taking the job that I have, working remotely, and you working, we haven't really had to deal
But
with
I
it.
have to drive
your
to San Diego every once in a while.
But
and that does
Casey, your
suck.
husband, pre-COVID, was making an over an hour
drive
commute.
at one way. So 2 hours a day of his life was spent in a car.
What a difference in his life.
You know, his work car is dead.
It's like,
DOA. We're trying to figure out if we're hoping to get an allowance. So then we can get a Tesla, which would be great.
and you see right now they're incentivizing people in the Model
So that's
3.
all we need is for the company to just go, instead of buying you a new car, we are going to just give you an allowance. And then we'd be
that'd be
like
nice.
golden. Yeah. Because then I could drive the car. If we just get another car, I can't drive it again. Casey's car took a dump. Anybody who has a C-Max out there, a Ford C-Max, I'm curious, is this something that happens with them? It
And it
just
didn't even have my miles.
died. 80,000 miles. It died. Something
nothing.
coolant in the engine seized the engine, something
Wow.
like that. I don't know. I don't know nothing about cars or this car in particular. Anyway,
Let's see. Living without fun. You hear us complain all the time. It's like we get bored easily.
I'm very bored.
And that's the other struggle when you talk about the crowds and the waiting in line. It's like, okay, we all want to do fun things, but we don't want to deal with
I don't
crowds.
want to
we
deal
don't
with
want
crowds. It is. That's a tricky,
Balance.
tightrope to walk because you want to do fun things, but I don't want to do them with people. I just want to do them with my people.
Yeah.
Not anybody
only
else's
people
games.
we've annoyed. Video games.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's why I don't play video games. Maybe I should. Maybe that would be more.
Not getting enough sleep. I have zero tolerance for not getting my full
And I am
allotment
not
of
getting
sleep.
enough sleep lately.
Yeah, you with your menopause problems.
Yeah, my sweats.
Picking candy out of my mouth. Elle,
I brought
on
her
the way
some
home
candy.
from pickleball, she stopped to get gas and went into the Quickie Mart and brought me sweet tart ropes.
Which are her favorites.
This
she loves.
and Nerds gummy clusters.
I
are
know
my
she
two.
likes like gummy stuff and then sweet
So
sour stuff.
I've already
are
polished
like,
off
these
the
are
whole
like
bag.
a perfect match of the two.
They are.
Yeah.
And then this is one that unfortunately my husband is terrible at, and I feel like by just association, I get guilty of it. Tardiness.
Oh yes.
Don't like when people disrespect your time by being tardy.
and
And
yes,
I'm
Ed
merciful
is
to the plus or
horrible.
minus 5 minutes. Anything beyond that is just plain rude.
See, and in my family, Casey's family, not my family, Casey's family, if you're not 10 minutes early, you're late. And so
That's a bit extreme. I'm sorry.
I know, but and what kills me is then everybody else is 10 minutes late. That makes us 20 minutes we're sitting waiting for other people because and I know that's on me, but it's also on them. I have a friend who is chronically She's been better. Chronically half an hour late every time we get together.
Ed's
for lunch.
usually Ed's more the 15-minute late.
Ed's 15-minute late. It's so funny because I'll leave my house. Casey will be meeting Ed for a bike ride. He'll have left when I left, and I get to your house, which is 10, 15
Ed's
minutes
still
away,
here.
and Ed's still here. And I'm like, oh, Casey's going to be pissed. We just
And
know
then
it.
we've got someone in our group who's chronically late.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the message it says to me is that
My time is- yes.
yes, that you think your time is more valuable
Yeah.
than mine.
Yeah.
And I know I need to shift my perspective.
I think
but
it's rude. I'm sorry.
Really, really
I
difficult.
think it's really
In
rude.
general, I am not tardy.
You are not.
My husband makes me tardy.
Yeah.
Most of the
Every
time.
once in a blue moon, you'll say, I'm going to pick you up at 11:30 and you'll get there at 11:40 or whatever. But I kind of figure you're picking me up. So
I get the mercy
get
factor.
and now if we were meeting somewhere, you almost always right on time when we're meeting somewhere.
And I just kind of just grew up with that. And it's like in life and in meetings at work and stuff, just come on, respect people's time.
Yeah.
And
My
keep
family
it
is
moving.
about a 50-50 split of like some of my siblings are chronically half an hour late for everything and the other half are like really super punctual. So
So yeah, I thought that was a kind of an interesting list, and I would
Yeah.
say that all those things absolutely hold true, and even more so for going forward.
yeah. I'm finding my tolerance for everything. I'm a short fuse.
Yes,
Like I was driving back from Costco on Margarita, which has probably between Margarita, Costco, and my house, there are probably 20 lights. I hit every single one of them. And I was ready to drive into a stoplight. I was so pissed. And
now
it's
you
like,
understand red light runners.
yes,
You're
and
like, now
I
wait.
do. I'm like, I do get it, but I'm like, why is the setup so wrong? Casey gets really mad at the
Civil engineers are sucking
the
in this
traffic
town.
engineers in Temecula really suck, and he says that all the time. They suck in this town. Anyway,
All right. So, we pivot into our topic for today, which is one that I would say arguably you're going to have a little more feedback than I am, but I have some things to interject on behalf of some of my family members.
Right.
Our topic for today is being your own medical advocate and including pain management.
right.
And so my first thing is my dad, unfortunately, a week ago was unexpectedly hospitalized. He's in his 80s, early 80s, but he's been childhood diabetic. He even had polio when he was younger. Our expectations were always managed that, hey, you'd be lucky your dad makes it to 60. So he's been doing good, but there's decline. The diabetes for your entire life wears on your system.
Yeah.
So he collapsed and had to be ambulance to the hospital, and while they figured out what was up, turned out his little automatic insulin thing that's on his arm, the little Omnipod, evidently broke, so he hadn't been getting his insulin. Jeez. His blood sugar levels were through the roof, so he was going into like a diabetic rage. They actually had to tie him to the bed, and it was
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
that's
pretty
bad.
dicey. They've figured out they've got it regulated, but he needs more care than certainly his wife can give. So he's going to a care center for the next month.
Which is good.
And so he's transitioning today to that care center. I think she's very relieved that that's happening. But what this said kind of to all of us is, all right, this is not a surprise. It's probably not going to get much better than this.
Right.
And but the thing about the care center is so they told her we're going to go to care center, and they gave her the address of care center. She's like, that's like 30 minutes from our house. Is that really? So on the way home from the hospital, she went to go look at it, and it was a dump.
Oh, really?
And she's like, oh no. And she called me. She's like, oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Like, say something. That's not the one he's going to. But that's the one they said. Tell them he's not going to that one.
Right.
And so she had to put her foot down, and they kept saying, nope, it's that or he's going home with you and you're not prepared to care. And she had to basically play chicken with the doctor, hospital person doing the referring, and said, well, fine, I'm taking him home with me. And they're like, you're not going to be able to do what he needs. He's not going to that place.
Right.
And she had to be that way.
Right.
And I think to myself, if he didn't have her there, or me remotely, if she hadn't stepped in, he would have
Been at the crappy place.
yeah, substandard care, or if at all,
And 30 minutes from his house.
yeah. So now they got one that's in their town. It's better, but like she literally had to threaten the alternative and be like, "Well, it'll be on you when something terrible goes on." Okay, fine, we'll put you there. That's ridiculous
Right.
because not everyone has that, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
I think that's a common theme as we talk to our, that if you don't advocate for yourself, you're going to get shit on.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been through this over and over and over in my life. I've had back pain since I was in my 30s, I think. And I used to go to I can't remember. I remember thinking, I sound so old. It's not a podiatrist. It's a funny name for a doctor. I can't remember it. Anyway, I used to see this doctor that had a funny name, and forever I would see her, and it would like be this pain and this and the other thing, and she finally referred me to a pain doctor. And that was when I finally started to get some relief. And that was when I finally started to get some cortisone injections and some other. So seeing specialists rather than just continually going to your doctor who's going to say, yes, you have this pain. Here, have a pill. What are my options?
Because they're generalists and they're going to give you the generalist answer.
And so going to seek alternate medicine, and this wasn't even alternate, like pain docs are, I shouldn't say real docs. I believe in, but
they're not chiropractors.
Yeah, I was actually going to see a chiropractor. I've been to 20 different chiropractors over the last 20 years, probably. And I believe in chiropractic, and it helps me a lot. I've been seeing an acupuncturist lately, and I think that's kind of helping me. So going to seek not just alternate therapies, but also getting referrals within your doctor system for specialists in care, which is really important. Yeah. And it wasn't until I think it was one of my pain docs, or somebody, they did a ultrasound. No, they did a MRI, and they said, "Oh, did you know you have this huge fibroid, like a softball-sized fibroid in your uterus?" And I was like, "No, nobody's ever told me that. And how long has this been here?" And what they told me is that. And every month, like, when I would have my period, I would wait. Supposedly that, your uterus fills with blood. When you have this fibroid, it's hanging on the tendons on your back.
So you had really bad back pain.
And so it would be just like excruciating pain. And I was pretty young at the time, but they were like, "You're sure you don't want to have kids?" I was like, "Yes, I am sure I don't want to have kids." And they sent me to have hysterectomy. And that's been...
But you had to lead that discussion.
I had to lead that discussion. I had to look into it. I'm the one that had to pursue it. And just even finding out that I had this fibroid. "Oh, do you want to do anything about that?"
Yeah.
Well, shit, yeah, I want to do something about that.
I'm all good. I've named it Frank.
Exactly. I mean, and there's so many things like that. There was another one that I had.
Oh, your Hashimoto's.
Oh, the Hashimoto's. Seeing this, my epigenetic doctor here in town. So this was only like 5 years ago that I found this doctor who told me, "Oh yeah, you have Hashimoto's." How long have I had Hashimoto's? And nobody's ever told me that. And how
didn't do a T4 panel.
Yes, exactly. So having, especially at our age, having a full hormone panel, I think is really important. And
regularly, and have one early so you have a baseline.
Right.
Because just because they tell you what the norms are, your norm when you're feeling good may be very different. Like you may run high side on something, but it's not particularly bad for you. So if you don't have it done before you have a problem, you could be chasing something that you shouldn't be chasing.
So,
but
I mean,
they won't do it.
Even if it costs you a little bit of money, like these days, my blood panels are costing me about $300 every time I do it. But if I just do it like every 6 months or every once a year, then at least I'm staying on top of it so that things don't get totally out of hand, because there are things in my blood work that are concerning to me. I have this, I was tested for lupus, and I emailed my doctor back and I was like, "Well, did it show anything?" And they said,
"Am I loopy?"
"Do you have the marker? You have one marker that is a lupus marker, but you don't have lupus." And the only thing he was concerned about is that it causes blood clots. And I was like, "Well, that is something that is concerning for somebody that has strokes in the family and heart attacks in the family." And his only thing was like, "Well, just take an aspirin a day." And I was like, "Oh, well, okay." I mean, I don't really like that answer, but without doing another full blood panel, which I'm going to do eventually, I just, but again, I have to stay on him. He's not going to remember that I have, strokes in the family. He doesn't remember all of this. So you're the one that has to remind these doctors. And I do love the portals that a lot of doctors have, so you can just email
The
and go,
Epic portal.
Hey, I'm feeling wonky. Can we do something about my, like I did this recently and I said, I'm still hot flashing like crazy. And he was like, well, let's up your progesterone or whatever. So I doubled my progesterone, without even having to go in. And these are the kind of things that you can do if you are your own advocate for this stuff. And I think that's
But yeah, and sometimes it means really putting your foot down about stuff. So for me with the weight loss, I was, and I like my doctor.
You do.
But even still with him, I went in because it was the pre-consult before I was going to go see an orthopedic to get knee surgery. And I'm sitting there and he's, doing the vitals and we're talking through, what that'll mean and this and that. And I said, what if I just went on a weight loss? I've been hearing about these drugs and I was having the conversation. He's like, well, I don't know very much about that.
I like that he said that he admitted that.
Yes. And so then he sat there with me and his computer and he went and he, Googled up and we started talking about things. And he's like, yeah, I haven't had any patients on it. I've had, diabetics on it. Can't say that any of them had radical weight loss. But if you want to give this a try, let's do it. Before we start, I want to do a full blood panel on you and let's get some baseline here because you're not diabetic.
Right.
Never had been. But I had to almost talk him into it.
Right. Yeah.
And then subsequently, as I was coming back, I was the one setting up the appointments. Okay, I've been now 8 weeks. Can we do another blood panel? And of course, my insurance company was like, why are you getting all these blood panels? Because it wasn't covered by insurance.
You have to
and I
do
paid
that.
for it.
Exactly. You pay out of pocket if you're concerned about your health. I think it's worth it to get
we
those
talked
blood
about the
panels
breast
done.
screening.
Right.
And getting the ultrasound versus that. So even this with a doctor who I feel, gives me a lot of time and is very collaborative, I still had to coax that along. And so after about a year, when I'd gone in for my checkup, and at that point I think I had lost 65 pounds, he was like, wow, this has been a real success for you. And I've used it now to have conversations with other people. And so he admitted that. And he goes, do I think it'll work for everybody? No. Yeah. But when I see people that are similar to you, fat, he rather than just start solving your knee's busted, you got this, because otherwise I would have been
how many
going through
people
that.
do we know right now that are scheduled for knee surgery?
Oh my gosh.
Knee surgery seems to be the most
Knee
common.
and hip.
Knees and hips are really common at our age, and they're not necessarily necessary. No. Not necessarily necessary. I do think with looking around for alternatives, maybe acupuncture is going to help me enough that I won't need this back surgery that now my pain doc is leaning towards, and I don't want to do that. Yeah. So, we'll see as time goes on. And again, before I ever go under the knife for anything, I will research. I will search and find, what is the best, who is the best doctor in town, or even not in town. I'll go to LA if it means getting it better.
I drive you south of the border.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think I'd go to Mexico. That is
we might for our veterinary care or don't know about us.
Yeah.
Even though I did for a while there, I got some of my medications from out of the country, but
I'll get my Retin-A from Mexico, but not my back pain.
But a lot of our friends are having knee surgeries and hip surgeries, and this is where the insurance companies. I'm going to bash the thing that puts bread on my table, but so short-sighted. If I had had knee surgery, which would have been fully covered by insurance, it would have cost them out of pocket probably $10,000. But yet they would not kick in and pay for any of the medications that have subsequently made my blood pressure go down. I'm no longer on levothyroxine. I don't, that's not manifesting, and I didn't need knee surgery.
Right.
Saving them arguably $20-some thousand. All I would have to do is cover it.
Right. Like my acupuncture, not covered. But if it would save me from having back surgery, which would cost them a fortune, I don't understand the logic of these insurance companies.
No, it's a numbers game. And then they also hope to kind of beat you down. Okay, I was going to have to find the medicines myself. So either do it or you won't. And for a lot of people, it's not only they didn't have the knowledge to go get the medication, but they didn't have the money.
Right.
We were talking today after pickleball, and when I first started this, it was $700 a month.
Right. Well, and there are people
That's a big
that
nut to crack.
could not afford out of pocket $300 every time they need their blood drawn,
blood drawn.
which is what I do. But it's my choice to do that. So
if you're going to get sick or you want to stay healthy, make sure you have lots of money.
yeah,
There we go.
There you go.
Hashtag America.
Merca.
So then also at-home tools and therapies. I know you've got a couple things that you swear by there.
Yeah, I have my thumpy massager thing. What are they? The
Theragun.
Theragun. I love my Theragun.
Does he have a name?
No.
You like,
Thumper.
yeah,
Thumper.
Mr. Thumpy.
Yes. Yeah, that thing, I just put it on my butt, which sounds really wrong, but like on my hips and butt, glutes, which get really super,
Have you
super
seen
tight.
mine? That's more of a rolly one. It's called the Vibit.
No.
You should look at my little Vibit.
Oh.
You might be a good.
Well,
thing
mine
to-
has it's almost like a tennis ball or like a racket
Yeah.
ball on the head, and it's like, yeah, I love that. And then I have a wand. They call it a cane, a trigger point cane. I don't use it as much as I should. Tennis balls. All my docs have said for years, roll around on tennis balls. So like,
So the company that I bought, one of my things that for my hip, hear me talk about tight hips, is a thing called a hip hook, and it's a PT who designed this thing that gets at your iliacus, and she sells a ball, but she says tennis ball is just slightly too small.
yeah, the one I have is a little bit.
And this
different.
thing, I'll have to show you the ball that came with my kit, and she said it's the right density to do that.
Right. I bought a whole package of them. They're called like therapy balls or massage balls or whatever.
And they're bigger than tennis balls. They're about this
on
big.
Amazon, and it came with different size ones and one that's knobby and one that's so it came with a whole set of them. But I still use the tennis balls. Are good for my shoulders. I can really if I put one on either shoulder and like roll up on my back, they work well for that.
Well, I highly recommend the hip hook. It's by Aletha, I think is the company. And the other thing is make sure when you're looking at these therapies, a lot of them, including those that you can buy on Amazon, you can use your HSA and FSA
Right.
dollars. Amazon's got a whole section, and they'll put a little asterisk
never
next to
remembered
the
to do that.
thing. So take your FSA or HSA card, put it into your Amazon wallet, and then you can
Although
set an alert.
I won't have any problem using my HSA
Yeah, your
dollars
dollar.
this year.
Even some of the skincare things. The one company I was using, that Muesli, now accepts FSA and HSA. Sunscreens.
I was going to say, wonder if our sunscreen.
Totally. I
bet
bought
it will.
a bunch
Yeah.
of Supergroup and Kula stuff. It's HSA. So
checked my Kula.
use the little dollars. It still bothers me they don't let you put unlimited amounts of money into that, and that the IRS still limits it.
Yeah, it's another dumb rule. Dumb rules.
Another dumb rule.
Yeah, maybe we should add a segment. Dumb rules.
Dumb rule.
Like Bill Maher. New rules.
Yeah. And then I allow all my stretchy things. I bought this, what seems like such a basic thing. It's called the Flex Buddy. It's basically 2 dowel rods and a strap in between that has different hooks that you can put the dowel rod in, and you just sit there while you're in bed watching TV and you roll down and you
and
hold
try to
yourself,
stretch as far as you
and then
can.
roll back because it's pathetic. I can't touch my toes.
I have
and-
another one that I should have looked up the name of it because it's going to be really hard to describe. But it's like a blow up. It almost looks like a blood pressure cuff.
blow up dowel.
Like a blood pressure cuff, but it's like a little tube, and you put it under your neck, and you like squeeze the blood pressure little ball, just like blood pressure, and then it blows it up so that when you're lying on your back, it puts an arch in your neck.
Kind of like remember the
Brett
Reebok
would love that.
Yeah, it works really well.
Reebok
Throwing
shoes.
towels up and doing
That's the answer to the towel, and I think it works better than the towel because you can pump it up higher when you're feeling it, and then loosen it out. It really
you're
is
gonna
a
have to get
blood
one of
pressure pumpy thing.
Surprise him when he comes home.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
Wedding gift.
yeah. Here, honey, here's your version of a blow up towel.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else did we talk about? Oh, and just getting regular massages.
Yes.
Don't think that a massage is a luxury.
Yeah, I was getting massage twice a month for a long time, and people would be like, "Oh, you're so lucky." No, it's not.
painful.
It's painful.
When you get a
and
good
it's
therapeutic massage.
and it should be covered by my insurance because it does wonders for me, and I
Yeah.
really, really need it. Now I'm down to about once every 3 weeks or so,
Mm.
or 4. Trying to go more often. We have a really good massage therapist he's in the same office. I'm going tomorrow. I have a
me happy
9
Mother's Day.
a.m. hour and a half massage. Then I go to the chiropractor, and then I go right to acupuncture right afterwards. So that's my day tomorrow.
Not bad.
but I'm
Unfortunately,
trying to load
Miranda
up
had to
before we
dip
go.
out on our Thursday spa day because damn day job's getting in the way.
No way, really?
Yeah. We have to prep for in-person meeting next week.
Oh,
It's like an actual meeting where we're like, yeah, that probably should. We
Oh,
should
too
have
bad.
that meeting.
Yeah.
are you still
I'm
gonna
not
go?
gonna
I'm still
Yeah, I
going.
was gonna say you're not gonna be.
I took the day
Take
off
one
of
for
work.
the team.
Take the day. So I think I'm going to do Pilates in the morning. I might see if Jester could squeeze me in, and then I'm just going to head there early, have lunch by the pool, and I'll just have the 4 o'clock facial, and I'll just be like, I'm missing you, Miranda.
Wow,
And I'll be on a meeting.
nice.
And then I'll be unchecked in the little store at the spa,
call
which
Jo
means,
and see if she wants to join you. She looked like she wasn't doing anything.
oh yeah, she was thinking about going and playing football.
Yeah,
Football,
pickleball.
Whoa.
pickleball. She's playing football. Yeah, she recovered.
She looks like she's a football player.
So now I think I'm just gonna have a me day.
All right.
Oh, the other thing that this weekend we got together with some family we don't normally get together with, my mom's sister and some of them. So my mom's sister is actually as close in age to me as she is to my mom. Her mom had them,
about
10 years
50-50
apart.
split.
And man, was her skin looking good.
Really? What's she doing?
And that's what I'm like,
Sent me it.
yes.
She did?
No, didn't buy it.
No, it's
She sent you the.
it's well,
whatever
one
it
of the
is.
things is the hyaluronic acid, similar to what our friend recommended. So it's like the Posay version of it.
I've been using that.
Yeah. Oh, I've been loving that. But she gets regular Juvederm and Botox. And so she would show me,
Well,
she
no
was like, oh,
wonder.
yeah. And she had no crow's feet, and she gets the
Maybe
Botox.
we need to hook up back up
right
with
up-
Karen and.
I'm thinking I might at my next visit. So she gets it right up here, and she goes, that little bit going from here to here
Yeah.
makes a huge difference. But didn't her skin look great, Miranda?
Yeah, I did.
It really did. Miranda's like, oh, your skin is about the same as her. She's 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
So whatever she's doing is doing wonders for her.
Yeah. I used to do it. I haven't done it in years, but
I might be ripping that Band-Aid off. But sad thing for her. So we had a great weekend. We did eating, playing games, gay old time. An hour. So she was flying home from here to Chicago. Toward the end of her flight, she got that extreme low back pain. She's like, oh shit, because she's had kidney stones before.
oh no.
Sure enough, raging kidney stones. She knows it. So this was another one being her advocate.
Yeah.
Went into the hospital. Was like, I need this. I'm going to need, and they got her in for surgery. She just came home from day. She had to have emergency surgery for her kidney stone.
Wow.
But she knew, and she's like, don't be dicking around, sending me home with this stuff. This is what's going to happen. She's had it happen once before, just like Ed. So
Yeah.
had the same, none of the radioblasty, just go in there and take them out.
It's weird how some people are prone to
And it's
those.
unusual for women. That's an
Yeah,
uncommon
I
thing
actually
for
had a
women.
boss that had them. That
Yeah.
got them all the time.
So poor thing, but she just got back home. She texted me and she's recuperating. And the thing she's most bummed about is she was really on this big, weight loss exercise kick. She had done a little bit with a GLP-1, lost 25 pounds.
Oh, she did too.
Yes, and she looked great. Wouldn't you say, Miranda?
Yeah.
That was
Oh, you saw her. You went down.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so did Zach. And
I'm looking forward to meeting her at the wedding.
oh yes,
really fun.
she's
Yeah.
at the cool table. I wish she lived closer.
And so is Kev. Kevin's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I talked to him
They're from
almost all the
Chicago.
time.
Of course, they're
Yes.
awesome, right? Midwesterners. We love those Midwesterners.
So I'm glad she's good. Had to be an advocate, and I'm buckling down now to continue to be an advocate for my dads.
yeah.
And one thing you didn't talk about, which is a big time, one of your pain management things, is your RFA.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's part of the pain management thing. Is so having, like I said, been in pain since I was in my 30s or whatever, you go in with pain, and the first thing they're going to do is, the first thing they're probably going to do is suggest physical therapy, which doesn't work for me. But then they usually say cortisone injections. So you get cortisone injections, and in my case, they're in the facets. And then they, if that works, then they try other things. So there's Botox they can give you in your joints. There's epidurals. I've had all of those. And that's, I guess, what I like about pain docs in particular. So if you have back pain and you're just going to your regular GP, get a pain doc, because they try different things and they will keep working with you, whether it's physical therapy, which does work for some people, whether it's acupuncture, whether it is cortisone injections. And then what I graduated to is called radio frequency ablation, where they go in and they fry the little nerves that as they leave the facets. And I was getting a good 6 months.
Because it kills the nerves, but nerves come back.
Yeah, the nerves can grow back. And so what the doctor's been telling me is they grow back. You know, if you think about your nerves in your back like branches of a tree, they they go from fat to skinny, but when they grow back like fat to like fat. They just kind of grow back lumpy.
It's kind of like when they say when you shave and then the hair that's going to come back is
it's going to be weirder. Yeah. So it can shift the pain around. It can make it in different places. And it's just not working as well as it used to.
And you're not getting a full 6 months.
I'm not getting 6 months. I'm getting like the right side.
And insurance will only pay for
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. And so I'm getting I think I got about 3 out of the right side. The left side's okay, but the right side is the bad one. And yeah, so but having found this RFA, thank God I found it years ago because
isn't it a super painful procedure?
It is super.
I had it done on my knee as one of the things before I had that. They did RFA and they did that Synvisc fluidy stuff. So I tried 2 things before.
Yeah,
I was ready to bail.
Knee. But like, yeah, it's excruciating. But it's only like
I couldn't imagine back. It was hard enough
a minute
with the knee.
in about 6 different places. It's a minute's worth of. God, kill me now.
A minute, though.
Yeah. Maybe it's 30 seconds. I don't know. Feels like a minute,
Yeah, long time.
And so it's like, so probably 5 minutes of I'm going to puke. It hurts so bad. But then I get a nice 3 months worth of, my back doesn't hurt as much.
And like now you're a week post RFA. You feeling good?
Yeah. Left side's feeling great. Right side sucks right now.
Because again, insurance won't have you pay for both of them at once.
Yeah, they won't do them both at once. And the right side I just had done in January, and it's already worn off. So I really need the right side done right now.
You can't have that one done until August?
June.
The right side?
January,
okay.
June.
Oh, okay.
July, maybe? I don't know.
We're already in mid-May.
I know. So it's pretty soon. I mean, I'll be getting scheduled for it as soon as I get back from... Anyway, but yeah, that's... from years of trying different things and going to different doctors and again being my own advocate of finding this procedure that works for me. And that's the thing you have to do. If you have some condition, don't just take the first answer that they give you and say
try and try again.
Yes, try and try again. You have to keep trying until you find something that works, and hopefully it is something that is covered by your insurance, because that would really suck is if you find something that works and it's not covered by insurance.
Yeah, I know one of the therapies that was recommended to me after I tried the other 2 was a stem cell therapy.
Yeah, and
it was out of pocket. It was going to be like $3,000, and I went in for the consult, and they're like, "Just going to tell you, it works for about half of the people."
Yeah,
and I'm like, really?
About 10 years ago, my pain doc in San Diego said he had just gone to a conference in Europe with stem cells. And he was like, eventually we're going to replace this procedure with stem cells and it'll be permanent. And we won't have to do back surgery and we won't have to keep doing the RFA and it'll be great. And he was really curious about it because he had the same spondylolisthesis that I did. And every time I'd go in to see him, I'd be like, have they approved it yet here? And like, no, they haven't approved it. They probably might have approved it now, but maybe not with insurance or I don't
depending on if, maybe some of our retired friends' insurance is good enough.
I'm sure if you
or
have
people were formerly in, Merchant Marine, he seems to have the greatest insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, I guess enough grousing about painful things. Just be your advocate, question everything, and because they're not looking out for you.
As painful as my body has been in the past, I mean, we just went out and played 3 games of pickleball, and I'm about to ride 50 miles this weekend and rode 30 miles last weekend, and so I do pretty well with the pain that I have,
as compared to some of our other friends right now are wrestling with that. I think walking from their car to some places.
Exactly. So I can't complain too much.
All right, so the drink that we've been enjoying today is Time to Drink, THYME. And it is apple cider muddled with some thyme, fresh thyme, gin, and a little bit of tonic.
I could have done without the thyme.
Which is the whole basis.
I know, which is the whole base of the drink. But other than that, it was like a lovely little apple tonic, kind of. Apple tonic.
Apple tonic.
But the thyme, I don't know. I just don't really like thyme that much.
Time to Drink. Not
one of my favorite spices.
Do you want the rest of mine?
No.
Miranda's heading to Pilates after this, so she's showing remarkable restraint.
You didn't like it either?
Oh, it looks like we're getting a tepid response to the Time to Drink.
I thought it was tasty, but I'm telling you, I
don't
want to explain what would happen if I finished it
and then
went to Pilates.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it gives me kind of bubbly tummy. So it'd be one
I've
of
been
those.
getting bubbly tummy lately. I don't know why.
Same.
I don't like it.
You guys do
I know.
Like,
Yeah,
eating
figure
it,
out
like
your
the
shit.
salad you brought yesterday, I suffered for
Really?
the rest of the day. Yeah.
But that was a good
Burping.
salad. She had
It was
kale.
great.
I mean, she had.
I've been eating popcorn. I bought that yummy
Oh.
popcorn that
Not
you,
been eating popcorn.
and the popcorn's been killing me at night.
That's when Brian would yell at me. He's like, "This guy's eating 2 bags of popcorn every night." I'm like, I can't stop.
I would eat one.
Yeah.
I eat one whole bag of popcorn, and then I'm tooting all night long, and I'm really just not.
And we haven't been
My
to the movies
belly's-
lately. Normally,
I
you
know.
put away a
I
bucket.
know. It's something different about the microwave popcorn than the movie. I can
We'll
eat
have
a
to do a
whole
test.
bucket of microwave.
We're gonna have to do a
movie
test.
popcorn.
When's the next good movie? There's
There's a couple out right now. We need to go.
Calendars. Zendaya.
Oh,
I wanna
man,
see
she's
the
a
man of
busy,
the
busy person.
Something of mysterious gentleman, or the something of what? Zach, help me.
What's
the
some good
something-
movies right now?
The gentleman. I can't remember the name of that one, but you know what I mean.
This is a tennis one, and she has 2 men that like her, and I think the guys end up liking each other. I don't know what the premise is, but
There was something else we were really excited about.
know.
Where they could watch the previews. At our theater, it's like 30 minutes of previews.
I can't remember what it was. There's a couple. Anyway, we'll go.
And we'll do the
We'll
popcorn
report
test.
back.
So soup of the show, General So soup, and it's really kind of a
love General Tso's
tomato-based,
chicken
chili-like soup, but it's got all the Asian flavors. And throw the chicken in there, great. If not, it's still going to taste pretty darn yummy. I'm looking forward to trying this one. We're starting to get into our hotter weather, so
I know.
soup
I
is
know, we're
not
gonna
top
have
of
to-
mind. But
We're gonna have to come up like you were gonna do vichyssoise, some cold soup.
I did last time. We did cucumber,
Oh, yeah,
chilled
that's
cucumber,
right.
and you went yuck.
I
with
did.
the chill. So,
because I don't like cold soup.
book
It's a smoothie.
recommendation.
If it's not a soup, if it's not warm, it's a smoothie.
Gazpacho.
Gazpacho. It's just not nice to say gazpacho.
Book recommendation. Now, this is actually our book club.
I just started it. I haven't. Don't
book of the
tell
month.
me.
I won't. So
yeah, no,
it's called 100 Years of Lenny, Lenni, and Margot.
I'm getting the impression that it's going to be a bit like the Fault,
Fault
of
in Your
Our
Stars.
Stars.
It is 100%. If you've ever read Fault in the Stars, very similar.
which is a great book.
Yes, author is Marianne Cronin. I listened. It was a great listen. A good story, but not gonna lie, some tear-jerking parts there. No animals die though, so you know,
that's good.
People can die left, right, and center, but don't kill any animals.
Yeah.
So I recommend it. Not super long. If I recall, I think it definitely had to fall in under our 400
Good.
page. But 100 Years of Lenny and Margot.
It seems easy read so far.
I think it's on Reese's.
I've only
book club
read
list.
like I don't know, first chapter 2.
And let's see, song that's been living rent free in my head lately. Don't know why this one popped up. I mean, I love Cyndi Lauper. Speaking of someone who's aging well,
Oh
damn,
my God,
does she look great.
looks awesome. Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper's "When You Were Mine."
Oh.
Just it starts going, and I was belting it out in the car the other day.
And what's my song?
Gonna make you sweat, which is appropriately.
Because I'm sweating so much, so I'm always gonna make you sweat till you bleed.
CC Music Factory.
Yeah, CNC Music Factory. I don't know why I have this song on repeat. Probably because I'm sweating constantly. I'm sweating till I bleed.
It's your anthem.
It is my anthem. Unfortunately, I'd like to get a different. Could I have a drier anthem?
Yeah.
Like a nice dry anthem.
Money's falling from trees.
There you go.
Money's falling
money,
from trees.
money. Yeah.
All right, I think that's what we got for today. We're exhausted from
Yes.
our
Pickling.
activities and talking about pain. So
Yes,
I think we're good for today.
All right. Well, I'm Elle.
I'm Dylan,
And we
both
both
love
love
soup.